Hi, my name is David, and in this episode I'm going to show you how I removed the timing belt from my 98 Altezza. This is a standard maintenance item that needs to be done every 100,000 kilometers or so. As you may know, I have ITBs installed on this Altezza, so not everything is 100% the same, but on the topic of the cam belt, it is the same. On the standard Altezza, remove the airbox before you start and then remove these bolts. Remove these bolts, remove the oil cap. Yo. Right, we're going to put this back on so that we don't accidentally drop any bolts down in there. This earth wasn't even f***ing done up. Undo the injectors. Take the blow-by hose off. Undo the heater pipe mount. Undo the coils and the cam sensor. I'm not numbering these. I had my friend Ryan on a video call for emotional support. Remove the electrical bracket from the back. Yep, my top cover's cut in half. I'm replacing these two belts, so I may as well just cut them off. Get the crank pulley. Get out of here. First try. Look at that. Straight out. Use a bearing puller to remove the crank pulley. Remove all the bolts in the plastic cam cover. That's why they tell you to remove the dipstick and the wiring harness, because it's just a bitch to get in there. Well, then you have to get a seal to put the dipstick back in. 7 million screws later. Oh, there's one there too. Shit. There's these two screws and they're like 2 inches apart. All they do is hold on a plastic cover. I feel a rant coming on. Right, now apparently if you wiggle, you can get this past. But oh yeah, well wiggle, done. Right, we got it out. It's amazing how difficult things become when you don't follow the manual. You need to put the crank bolt back in because you need to rotate the engine. Rotate the engine clockwise using the crank pulley bolt. Keep rotating the engine until you get the keyway pointing vertical and the 2 marks on the cam pulleys matching the 2 marks on the engine. As we have it, we are on top dead center. Loosen the tensioner bolt. And then I tried this. No, that's not working. I thought that's how you did it, but I guess not. Or it's just a hell of a lot tighter than I thought it would be. Oh, what are we bend? It feels like something's bending. We bent the wrench. Right. So that is not how you do that. Here's me talking smack about YouTubers that didn't do it that way, and they didn't do it that way because that's not the way you're supposed to do it. Down in there is a 14mm nut, and the service manual gave me the impression you were to rotate that clockwise, and that forced the tensioner to release. You could put a grenade pin in, and you can remove the cam belt gently. But for me, I couldn't get that to work, so I'm going to do what other YouTubers did, which I believe is to be wrong. Give that a wiggle around the place. See, the YouTubers that I watched all sort of did this without sort of showing you how they actually did it. And the problem that you run into is that this is now touching on the cam belt, which isn't good. But I can't get that. Oh, there we go. We came out. So that just fell apart as I was explaining that. There we go, got that off. My theory was that if you could pull on this, you'd get it to rotate this way, and that would compress this. But it won't do it. Okay, get the timing belt off. You didn't mark the timing belt. Yeah, I shouldn't have to because Toyota actually puts marks on the belt. See that? Undo the PCV and hose. Take the valve cover off. Okay, this comes off. Got that bad boy, that fits in there. You get that, and that goes on here. That's 24mm. If you have a 24mm spanner, you can just chuck that on there and that'll work. I dug some random tools out of the garbage at the bus depot that I worked at. I wonder if there's a 24mm spanner in there. I'm gonna check. There's one, there's 2, 3, 4 of them. Got 4 of them. I didn't think I had one, I got 4 of them. So don't use the shifter. Use the proper... There we go. Okay, now Oh, what the Oh, what the it rotates. The cam's not moving, but the cam gear is. Okay, all right, so undo this. That's just an end cap. This is the real bolt, and that's tight. Ugga dugga. Oh, there we go. All right, there we go. Cam gear off. Oh, look, the end of the camshaft got this little notch here, and that'll be lining up to the top for top dead center. So that's that. Ugh, there we go. That's just, yeah, okay, all right. Yep, there's your, there's the oil I was expecting earlier that didn't come. It's only out of the exhaust. This is what the manual was talking about, just dripping. Filling my wiring harness full of oil. It wanted me to rotate it back and forth 25 degrees to try and squirt the oil out of here. But I don't think that'd be any better, to be honest. We'll just wedge that under there, it'll be fine. Leave that for a few minutes. I'm gonna use the Ugga Dugga again to get that one out. And straight out, mate, straight out. There we go, we're off. And it's still in top dead center, amazingly. Nothing's gonna rust because it's well lubricated. There's oil everywhere.
At this point you should really perform oil pump maintenance because the engine is already pulled apart. It's right there and it's actually really easy. In this video I show you how it's done, and as a bonus I show you how to make a tool that'll make it even easier.